FBI has shot and killed a Utah man while trying to serve a search warrant on him after he posted a string of frightening online threats against President Biden, Vice President Harris, and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. And joining me now is Frank Figliuzzi, former FBI Assistant Director for Counterintelligence. Frank, let's start with the operation itself. You know, this is obviously something the FBI does not want. Obviously, you know, a tragedy for the man and his family. How does this happen? And how tense do you think this early morning search warrant procedure was?
Yeah, it's never a good day when there's a fatality in any of these operations. This was a SWAT operation, which now obviously in hindsight was the correct way to handle this. The man, Mr. Robertson, had an arsenal of weapons in his home, multiple long guns, assault weapons, and pistols. Obviously, we've all now read through the affidavit. We've seen the postings on 2 social media platforms that are extremely specific as to time, place, and method of how he would kill Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan DA, and then FBI agents investigating him. And then ultimately the President of the United States, who was hours away from landing in Utah when this went down in the morning. And so the SWAT team approaches this guy. Now remember, back in March, investigating agents had met with him, tried to get some bearings as to whether this guy meant it or not. He actually told them, hey, we're done here, come back with a search warrant or an arrest warrant. So that didn't go away. In fact, he then escalated with attacking the agents on line and saying he wanted to kill them too. So with that specificity, the U.S. Attorney went and got a warrant. A drone was sent in, a barricade situation started, and then I'm told by sources he reached for a weapon, pointed it at an agent, and that ended the day for this man.
And let's talk about the fact that there were all of these messages online. They'd been observing him for a while. Was the idea that as long as they knew he was at home, they didn't consider him a threat to the Manhattan DA or the President of the United States, who doesn't go every day to Provo, Utah?
Right. There's always a balancing here of, hey, how do we handle this, right? We've tried talking to him. He's continuing and escalating. He's not looking like he's traveling. But then, you know, the Secret Service will tell you they literally can't surveil somebody 24/7 who's thinking about and planning to kill the president. So at the point where the president's traveling to the very same state and this guy's getting specific and said, I know he's coming, I'm getting my, I'm dusting off my sniper rifle, my ghillie suit. It's time to move here. And so you've got all the makings of 3 counts that he's been charged with. And look, the bigger picture here, Andrea, is this is something called stochastic terrorism. We've seen it before. People incited to violence by someone else's ideology. We saw it in droves on January 6th, right? We saw it at FBI Cincinnati when a man tried to breach the reception room there and died. So it keeps happening, and I'm sorry to say, we may continue to see this happening.